Everybody good?
Great.
Great. All right. That's it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
What did you get out of these 2 days the last 2 days against Washington?
Oh, man, it was awesome. Awesome to compete against another team. Different looks. Kind of heightens the intensity of a practice. It reminds you of what this is all about. I mean, it's about winning. It's about competing. And winning individually and then ultimately winning as a team. But it was really nice. It was really great. It was great.
Tom, you come into training camp or the offseason with like a very detailed idea of what you want the offense to look like. How much does that picture kind of change, if at all, once you get working with guys and see what they bring and see them firsthand and working firsthand?
All the above. I mean, you have an idea what you want it to look like. It's always a work in progress. We're always under construction. A player is, an offense is, as we still learn each other and strengths and weaknesses. And it's a little bit harder when you don't play a game yet, right? You don't know that. What it'll look like week 12, 13, 14 compared to what it'll be to start, that remains to be seen.
Todd Monken talked about sending you and team plays and ideas for plays that he's seen, and then you're receptive to hearing that. Is that something that you've always done? Can you talk about that process a little bit of listening to your players and the ideas that they have for plays they'd be interested in running?
Well, first off, if you empower your players, then how do I say this? You're more receptive to their ideas, and they put more time and effort into it. Not just things that they see, but things that they may see on film, or what's on their mind in terms of a better way of doing it. Because if they don't have confidence in what we do, you're really in trouble. So I think that's a step in the right direction. And when players have ideas or thoughts or suggestions, it's been my background to, hey, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at what you see. As long as it's well thought out and I think it fits, there does come a point where you can't have 28 suggestions, for God's sakes. But the reality is you do want them involved. You do want them feeling good about the process, how we go about game planning. And once they do that, then there's, like I said, a certain amount of empowerment, ownership into what we do. And then they feel terrible when it doesn't work because it was their idea. They become the OC. So, it was your idea. In hell.
When we first talked about Odell, you said that I think the word you said he brings trust. He can bring that. Where do you, as far as Lamar and Odell, that connection, that chemistry, where do you see that right now as developing through
You're developing always. I mean, years ago at the Manning camp, Peyton told one of our quarterbacks, I think it was Nick Mullins at Southern Miss, I said, what'd you get out of it? He said, Peyton Manning said, never get tired of running the same routes over and over and over. Don't ever get tired of being elite at the little things. Like, don't ever get tired of that. That's how you build a certain chemistry, an idea of how they're going to come out of their breaks and when, their body language, what they put into their routes. So I think that's always ongoing since Odell's new here. But Odell is an elite route runner, does take pride in that. So I think as we continue to go and move forward, I think that'll continue to build.
Talk about plays being suggestions. Do you like trick plays? Are you a fan?
I like plays that work. So if that works, then I'm into trick plays. So I don't know. I mean, it's we'll see. I mean, it's usually that's what the players come up with. That's usually what they like. They've got like the triple reverse pass, something like that. And they're usually the ones throwing it, just to say that.
Yeah, have you seen the from like the start of training camp now of that, like there has been a better feel between Lamar and I mean, has there been something like competitive that you've seen the past?
I think so. I think with all of the guys, Odell's a part of that, and the players that have been out there, I think that comes with reps. Like anything, same with offensively. The things we do in practice that you have success with builds confidence into calling it. Same with players. The players that you keep and that you trust show it in practice. So when you see certain things in practice, it's easy to carry over and call it in the game. If not, then you're just guessing. So there's a lot of work that goes into it.
I know you'd mentioned before.
What's that?
I know you mentioned before with JK that you had seen, just wanted to see him run around a little bit. You've seen it for a couple of days now. What do you see from you? What do you make from what you see from him so far?
Well, we're excited to have him out there, and so what we've seen so far is, to me, a player that's eager to get going. He loves playing football. That's what I see, and he's being diligent in what he's missed from a mental standpoint. That's what I like. He's still building himself up to being able to go a full practice, but I see diligence. I see a guy that's eager to get going. He loves playing football.
We've seen Zay Flowers be really dynamic out here in practice against the Ravens. To see him do it against the Commanders, to see him juke a guy in the first preseason game, what does that show to you?
What we see every day. I mean, that's just it. You know, it's usually a player's elite skill set shows up, right? That's a physicality of a player will show up. The ability to stop on a dime and make people miss, you'll see that show up. So now, with that is obviously a strength of his. Now we're working to refine some of the other things that will make him a complete player. All right, Mark Andrews, highly competitive, an astute learner. I mean, he wants to know how we see a concept, and he wants to do whatever he can to help us win. I mean, to me, that's what he's always done, but you don't see that till you get around him. How he loves to compete, how he approaches every day. He's one of the first guys in our offensive meeting. He's sitting right there, ready to go. He's wide-eyed. He's taking notes, and that's impressive.
Back to JK for a second. When he gets on the field, and now you're able to work with him, with the team, is there a point where maybe like an idea pops into your head when you see JK running out there? Or what do you see, or how does your mind work now that JK's out there?
Sure. I mean, it's hard because it's early, but all players are like that, including JK. What you see on a daily basis builds trust into what you want to call. So whether it's a matchup player at running back, tight end, or receiver, where you feel like they can win on their own, or you start to see how they run the football, their skill set, I think adds to that. So with every day, I'll be able to see more of that. Not that I haven't seen film, but I haven't seen it in person yet. Upstairs. Yeah, much easier to spread out. Much easier to stay calm. The emotional side of it is much easier because at the moment you feel like you can scream. No one's right there, even though you think they can hear you through the glass. But the reality is it allows you to stay a lot more focused and try to keep it as calm as you can. As calm as you can. I'm human, so it doesn't mean I don't get frustrated or I don't make mistakes, but it has always allowed me, and I can see it better.
First year here. Are you careful about what you're showing during practice?
Well, what we're trying to show is what our guys know and what we can go to the field and they can execute. So we're not playing everybody. So when you're not playing everybody, the group that's out there, what can they run and execute at a high level? Does that make sense? So we're showing what I think they can execute, if that makes sense, at this moment in time. All good? Yep. All right, thank you.